Good evening and welcome everyone to the award-winning Cool FM Sports. Jeff Davenport behind the camera and on the call for a very special presentation this evening of Cochise College women's soccer. This isn't just any game. This is sophomore night. They just had the sophomore night festivities honoring the sophomores, which is basically like a senior night at a high school or four-year college. But the sophomores were recognized as this game was getting started, and we are just about ready to get this game underway. You will notice the team that they are playing, Central Christian College from Redlands, California, only has 7 players. Now, this could make it very interesting that obviously that team is sitting at 0-7. They're not able to field a full women's team, but you can see the camaraderie that they have with each other, and they go out there and fight every single time. But our Cochise College Lady Apaches are currently sitting at 7 wins, 2 losses, and 3 ties, which is an outstanding record for them over the course of this season. And there they are coming out to the field now wearing their red and white jerseys, where Central will be wearing their black jerseys with white numbers. And you will see some superstar action here from Cochise College. 1 game a year they have here in Sierra Vista, and that is where we are tonight. Searfield Athletic Complex. If you would like to see community college soccer, this is the place to do it. Admission is free. Thank you to all our sponsors who make this coverage possible. Copper Queen Community Hospital, SSVEC, Sierra Vista Sonic Drive-In on the east side of Fry Boulevard, Big Mike at All Pro Pest Management, the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, Grasshopper Landscaping, Ginger's Titles, the Sierra Vista Medical Group, and Barnett's Towing and Propane. You can see them all in the post description, and we are underway. You can start the clock for 45 minutes, and that is where we will land. And again, you will notice over the course of this game, there are a lot more red and white jerseys than there are black jerseys, and that is simply because the team from Redlands, California does not have the numbers to field a full team tonight. But we get to cheer on the Lady Apaches, and that is something that we love doing. We love supporting our community college athletics as the kick goes up ahead to number 20, Abigail Pursley, the Purse. A little offside on that play, which is easy to do when a team is not fielding a full roster. They might be relying on that in order to prevent some extra scoring on them. And up the boot going there just outside the keeper's box. Now to the far side, recovered by Cochise. And again, this will be an interesting matchup here. A full 11 student athlete team fielded by Cochise. And again, I believe it's 8 or 9. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 7. Is that even possible? Can you play a soccer game with 7? It's got to be very difficult to do. Nonetheless, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. This almost will be an exhibition of sorts for Cochise, simply based on the numbers. And getting that knocked out of bounds. It's number 7, Sabrina Amezcua, the pride of Mexicali, Mexico, the sophomore. Now throws in. I do have a roster in front of me, but again, just being one guy with the camera in one hand and the roster in the other, I'll do my best to bring it to you. Fighting over on the side, wide open, and that goes up out of bounds or off the net behind the goal. Cochise attacking the south goal here tonight to start this first half. Goal kick for Redlands. Whistle, and that will be a foul against Cochise, so free kick for the team from Redlands. They'll bring it up. Let's just let them put it wherever they want. I mean, they're playing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 players in the field, 1 in the goal. So a total of 7 players playing against 11. I mean, it's almost not even fair. The whistle is up because the whistle's blowing because the flag is up on the far side. Offside. Here in the early moments of this game here, it is 0-0 at the Searfield Athletic Complex. So glad you're joining us. How was your Saturday? So many things going on all across the city of Sierra Vista today. And Cochise County, as a matter of fact. From car shows to rodeos and everything in between. Again, we're going to see a lot of offside calls against Cochise simply because the number of players that the other team has tonight is much lower than what should be expected. That will go all the way out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Central. Big throw. Headed right up in the air, right in front of us. Great job by Amaskua. And again, right in front of us. That's the fun part about being here at the sideline at the Searfield Athletic Complex. Everything happens literally right in front of you. You get to be a part of the action on these sidelines. The ball getting kicked on the far side. It's interesting that Cochise now driving ahead, and once again that flag goes up. It is offside. That is to the advantage of Central Christian from Redlands, California, wearing their black jerseys with white numbers, because they are only fielding, again, I'm trying to count to make sure I'm getting this right, because my brain says this cannot be right, that there's 6 in the field. So, free kick for the team from Redlands, California, as Cochise will come on the attack. They try to boot it ahead. And they're going to say a foul against Central. So Cochise College will have a free kick and be able to set up an offense here. But you can see they're not going far at all simply because they know they would be called offside. This is something they're going to have to work around, knowing that this team does not have a true and genuine back line of defense. There it is, up ahead, the breakaway for the purse. One-on-one with the goalkeeper, taps it past, in the back of the net. It is 1-0, Cochise College. Abigail Pursley put it through the back of the net, the sophomore who was honored earlier tonight as part of sophomore night. Put it through for the first goal of the night for Cochise College. 1-0, Lady Apaches. And that is when it comes down to only having 6 players in the field. They're forwards. There's literally 2 forwards going against a handful of defenders. We've heard that this team, because there are no subs, they have no substitutes. They're literally playing every player who made this trip from Redlands, California. They have had to basically forfeit at halftime simply by mercy rule. And that could be the case here tonight as that first goal comes through in less than 10 minutes for the Lady Apaches as they are on the drive again. No flags. The goalkeeper comes out. Now there is a flag that came up on the far side. It came a little bit late, but was there nonetheless, offside. And there it goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Cochise. They toss the ball there. As they get it back to their goalkeeper. Goalkeeper tonight, Mia Ramirez. Yeah, Cool FM Live on Facebook, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure, just look for the blue check mark.
Okay.
It's check mark verified. It's a verified account. Newly blue check mark verified account. Ooh, I don't know if they were offside there, but they kicked the ball up ahead as if they weren't. No flag coming on that far side. Almost an arm tackle to take her down. Flipping back and forth, putting it through just wide to the left. So in a 1-0 game, the Cochise leads. Central Christian from Redlands putting up a good fight here in the early goings of this matchup. But they are certainly outmatched only by their lack of a full team. 6 in the field, 1 in the goal is what they are playing. And now Cochise putting on the pressure. Nice takeaway. Looking to pass, goes back to midfield. The defense kicking it around. I think the true test is going to be when Cochise can actually put on the pressure and keep the ball slightly ahead. And when you kick it up ahead like that, that's the way to do it. No flag on the far side. Free and clear. Getting the pass down the middle and past the goalkeeper. 2-0 Cochise. The lack of defense and the lack of players coming into play for the team from Redlands, California. As you see the beautiful Huachuca Mountains in the background here at the Searfield Athletic Complex in Sierra Vista. 2 quick scores back to back. Makes it 2-0 Cochise. Thank you again to our sponsors who make this coverage possible. Copper Queen Community Hospital in Cochise County, with locations in Douglas, in Bisbee and Palominas. We're grateful for them sponsoring this coverage. Thank you also to SSVEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community, being a part of the award-winning Cool FM Sports. Now that's going to be a flag on the far side that we see, as it was a breakaway. And don't forget the Sierra Vista Sonic Drive-In, one of our sponsors. And don't forget their Wacky Pack Wednesdays, kids' meals, unlimited for $2.49. I have my notes on the ground, so a little bit far away. I should have printed it in a bigger font. Nonetheless, check out their Wacky Pack Wednesdays over at Sonic before you head to Native Game Night. Every Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. Shameless plug. Getting that ball kicked up ahead. Again, it's pretty remarkable to see this Redlands team being so depleted in numbers and still being able to put up somewhat of a fight. The fact that they've only given up 2 goals is kind of remarkable. Maybe Cochise is going a little bit easy on them tonight, or just working on some other drill. No whistle. Tries to get around the goalkeeper and does. Puts it through the back of the net. Now it is 3-0 Cochise in what is essentially an exhibition game when you are playing 11-on-7. That goal brought to you by Big Mike at All Pro Pest Management, our #1 choice for pest control all across Cochise County. For all your residential and commercial needs, your satisfaction is always guaranteed when you use All Pro Pest Management. Jeff Davenport behind the camera and on the call here for you at the Searfield Athletic Complex. And again, what is essentially... Oh, the purse had the ball slap right off of her. But goes back to the Redlands team in their black jerseys as we get to watch Cochise College women's soccer, one game a year played here in Sierra Vista. That ball coming right at us. One of the cool parts about being here at the Searfield Athletic Complex, literally right in front of us, the action. Cochise doing their best to spread the field, and the flag goes up. Offside, and in a 3-0 game, that is the score at the moment. As the 7-2-3 Lady Apaches, 7-win season. They'll get number 8 tonight for sure. As this team from Redlands certainly putting up a fight. But again, knowing that you have no subs, and if any of these players get injured, I mean, it's just adding to the unfortunate misery of not being able to field a full team. And that goes all the way to the fence. It'll be a goal kick for Cochise. In a 3-0 game here in the first half. There have been rumors, I've heard, that because this Redlands team is shorthanded, they only play one half. So we'll see if that's the case again tonight. No flag on the far side as the sprint comes down the near side. Now just looking, passing toward the center. And there is an offside. The flag comes up on that far side once again. And I think, again, that is where the power comes from, only having a very limited number of athletes on this field at one time. Where all you got to do is take 2 steps forward, and there's 4 players offside at one time. As they kick it back to their goalkeeper, taps it back to their fullback. As that goes up ahead, coming right at us. Oh my goodness! A big collision. Big collision. It'll be a free kick. Free kick for Central Christian College. Nice kick. Right on the money to where that player was, but the player who was involved in the collision getting up slowly after falling down there. They know that they cannot afford to have an injured player on this team. When you're only fielding 7 in a game, that should be 11. Scooching past. It's basically a 3-on-none break. The fast break goes to the side. Taps it in. 4-0 Cochise. It's going to be a tough day at the office for the team from Central Christian. The Cochise putting on a clinic here tonight. The sophomores putting on a clinic.
You should have been a goalkeeper.
See the official talking to the goalkeeper. Not sure what's going on here. Might be having a word with one of the fans. Again, as fans here, there is no charge, but that does not give anyone the right to be disrespectful at any point in time toward these incredible student athletes, even if they are shorthanded. That shows their valor and bravery to an even greater degree, in my opinion. The fact that they're out here, they came all the way from Redlands, California, with only 7 players. Good job, good shot on goal! Scooped up. As Cochise comes toward us, ball gets past their front line. See some good communication. This is the difficult part. There are so many red and white jerseys out there compared to the black jerseys, and when you strip it away like that, it is a fast break, essentially. The tap, the roll, in that left corner. Is that 5 now? Is that 5? Okay, 5-0 Cochise. I've already lost count. It would help if there wasn't a scoreboard here. Oh, wait, there is. Unfortunately, it's not working. Who forgot to plug in the scoreboard tonight? Yeah, that must be it. Yeah, we need to get on the bicycle wheel and just start biking. That goal brought to you by the Ethell Team at Long Realty. Looking to buy or sell your home or land, you can trust the Ethell Team. It is 5-0 Cochise, again in what is essentially an exhibition game, but it does count toward their record, and they will have 8 wins after tonight here in Sierra Vista. Very rarely do we get to see the Cochise College women's soccer team here in Sierra Vista. Nearly all of their home games are on the Douglas campus. And again, that is a great opportunity for you to go support these young ladies in their athletic endeavors. Remember, they have pop quizzes, they got homework, they've got all sorts of incredible responsibilities in the classroom. And yet they are here on scholarship, many of them, to play soccer at this level. For the 2 years that this school has them, the school has produced some incredible athletes that have gone on to fantastic 4-year schools. As you see the foot fighting there, Central coming away with it. That goes wide to the right. It'll be a goal kick for Cochise, but Central putting on a little bit of an offensive display here, which is good for them. You can kind of see perhaps Cochise was backing off a little bit. Again, it's 11-on-7 here in this game. 5-0. Barely even halfway through the first half. At a certain point, I believe the Redlands players know that it's going to be difficult for them to keep up with it, but a nice steal there. Good move around the side, trying to get that left foot kick off. She does. She stays on the ground. Not sure if a whistle needs to blow for an injury or if she's just stretching out. They will wait. That was classy by Cochise not to race off. They were waiting for her to get up. They understand what this means. Again, even these student athletes from Redlands, California, all 7 of them here, they're all scholarship athletes too. Incredible athletes to put on a display like this, the heart and the courage of an 0-7 team that is not able to field a full team. Not sure if it's due to injuries or lack of recruiting. Great job, great hustle. Stops on a dime, crosses over. Tries to get it out, does not. And again, Cochise was already ready to sprint the other way as Central attacks this north goal. Down 5-0, but not stopping their intensity, not stopping their heart. Gets a big boot off, takes 2 bounces in front of the Cochise goalkeeper, and that is where she will tap it to her fullback. Now heading to the center. That slips through. No flags on the far side for offside. It's a 2-on-3 fast break. Now 3-on-4 fast break. Cochise gets the kickoff, but blocked by the central goalkeeper. A great job there, as they actually had some defenders back that time. So transition defense worked out well for Central that time. But it will be the very first corner kick of the evening. This corner kick brought to you by Grasshopper Landscaping. Quality from the ground up. If you want your grass looking as green as the grass here all year round, you can trust Damon, Marie, the entire family at Grasshopper Landscaping. Tapping it back over to that corner, racing down, gets it before it goes out of bounds. Slips it back out to the player who kicked the corner to begin with. Now tapped out by Central. They're off to the races on the far side in a 1-on-4 fast break. Trying to get past and cannot. Oh, big hit, collision there. And that collision is going to be called against Cochise. So, the ball will flip fields. Again, 7 players playing for this team from Redlands, California. They're certainly getting their reps tonight on offense and defense, sliding back and forth between both positions, as they have a hybrid forward mid-back and a hybrid fullback midfielder. And there is the water break. So we are halfway through this first half. It is 5-0 Cochise. And the way this appears, I'm not sure if they were going to substitute in everybody, but it looked like there was a bunch of players ready to sub in. So 5-0 Cochise College. They take a quick water break here. Thank you again to all the sponsors who make this coverage possible. You can see them in the post description. We're grateful for all of their support, making sure that we have that our community understands that they have the support of the community. These young student athletes here, again, a fantastic showing by them in, again, what is basically a glorified scrimmage. 11-on-7. And that's why they lead 5-0. Not that they couldn't do that on their own. But here's the scoreboard that I was talking about. This is the Cochise College branded scoreboard, but they just did not get from the city of Sierra Vista the key to unlock the scoreboard. So either way, again, you can see the difference just in the size of the team. Take a look at this. Look at this on the screen. Start counting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Now, their opponents. They take up one bench. That is their entire team. I admire their heart. I admire their passion. Certainly, as a former college athlete myself, I know that this is not easy to do what they are doing. And certainly when you are outmanned, to make that trip all the way to southern Arizona from Redlands, California. Cochise is back out on the field. The whistle is blown. The water break is over. So the strong 7 from Central Christian College in Redlands, California will take the field against the 11 of Cochise. With a 5-0 lead, it does appear that they've maybe have a few new players on the field, a few substitutions that have come in. Because most likely this game will not go beyond the half. I mean, we'll wait for the official word. But this is a great opportunity for the younger players here at Cochise to have a chance to get some good gameplay, work on their communication skills, their passing skills. This is what they'll need, especially coming up. Oh, flag on the far side. There will be offside. This is what they'll need when the playoffs come. They will need reliable bench players, key players from the bench to be able to step up in those crucial roles. And this is their opportunity here tonight to be able to put that practice on display again in a game that is not so much a game as a glorified scrimmage, although it will count exactly like a game. Takes the boot all the way to almost the top of the key. Pushes it up ahead. No flags. Does the cross. Cochise is there. Shoots. And it goes in. It looked like it went off the goalkeeper's foot and then off the right post and ricocheted in. It is 6-0 Cochise. That goal brought to you by Ginger's Title Services of Sierra Vista at 999 East Fry Boulevard. Now open Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Everything the DMV can do, Ginger's does better, and you leave with a smile. Jennifer and her staff, the best in the business for titles, registration, licenses, written road testing, so much more. Just look for the pink door at 999 East Fry Boulevard, and that's where you'll find Ginger's Title Services. Thank you also to the Sierra Vista Medical Group, the doctors, nurses, and caregivers dedicated to helping you get back to the community you love. Make sure for all of your healthcare needs, check out the Sierra Vista Medical Group online at svmedicalgroup.com. I'm sorry, .org. My notes are far away from me. And thank you to Barnett's Towing and Propane since 1963, serving our area. They had a booth at Cars in the Park today that I saw. Always great to see Barnett's out in our community with their big trucks, the big rigs. You talk about legacy businesses around here. You can't say legacy business without Barnett's. And Cochise again in a 2-on-none fast break, tapping it over just out too far in front of the crossing player on the far side, on the far post. In a 6-0 game. It'll be a goal kick for Central. And they tap it to their goalkeeper, taps it back to their fullback, who's taken a lot of the long kicks tonight. Ends up going to Cochise again. You will see a lot more red and white jerseys than you will black jerseys, as it is 11-on-7. As Central only able to field 7. That was offside. Is it 8? They have. Oh, Cochise switched to 9. Oh, good for them. All right, so 9-on-7 then. So after the water break, Cochise took a couple of players off the field. Trying to make it a little bit more competitive here. Still a competitive advantage, 9-on-7. Big kick, goes to the far side. Tried to get a shot on goal, but again. And Cochise with a fast break. Taking off. Putting it in! The far corner, the close side. 7-0 Lady Apaches. So the numbers game catching up to Central, even when it's 9-7. That is still 9 fresh bodies out here, 18 fresh legs, as opposed to the 7 bodies, the 14 exhausted legs from Central that have been playing this full game here. All the players they could suit, they brought with them here to Sierra Vista. Great job, great steal, and a breakaway. Passes it to the center, tips it up, and just over the top of the crossbar. Score remains 7-0. Lady Apaches. Goal kick for Central. In what is a glorified exhibition match. But it will count toward the record for sure. And the flag goes up on that far side there, as you see it on the right side of your screen, and comes down. Offside again for the Lady Apaches. Each time that whistle blows, it seems as if Central is just taking a little bit more time every time to position the ball. Just giving themselves 2 or 3 more breaths before they have to get back to work. Again, a lot of the freshmen in here for Cochise now. These will be the superstars of next season. As that bounces up ahead, a 2-on-none fast break. Gets around the side, almost tripped up, taps it from behind, does not go in. Almost tried to do a backwards kick to get that ball in. Did not happen. Score remains 7-0. Great kick all the way to mid-pitch. But even with a reduced number of players on the field for Cochise, the ball still remains firmly in their favor. Pushes it toward the center, and that flag again. Signaling offside right at midfield. As you can hear the coach on the far sideline shouting out some instructions to these freshmen. Again, getting actual game experience, actual game play in a game where they lead 7-0. The majority of that first half of the first half was 11-7. It is currently 9-7 as Cochise chose to remove 2 players to try to make it a little more fair across the board. And that goes up ahead. It's a foot race to the ball. The goalkeeper gets there first. Central kicks it up, and it will go out of bounds. It is 7-0 Cochise. You were looking live at the Searfield Athletic Complex. Don't let your eyes fool you. That's right. The Cochise College Lady Apaches are here in Sierra Vista tonight on sophomore night, a night that the sophomores will remember. Got to see them before the game started. That'll be a throw-in for Central on the far side of the field, as a lot of them had their family members here and had the announcer reading notes from their families and notes from their coach. The sophomore festivities are always something very unique and special at Cochise College through all their athletics. That ball gets away, slips through the foot of Central. It'll be a throw in for Cochise. Again, playing with 9 ever since that water break, the halfway point of the first half. Now it's a sprint down that far sideline. Ricocheted off of the goalkeeper. I believe it went off her leg and into the back of the net. It is 8-0 Cochise. A tough day at the office for the Magnificent Seven from Central Christian College in Redlands, California. But they're putting up a fight. Again, you can see how exhausted they are trying to run all the way around this field with only 6 fielders, 1 goalkeeper, but 6 fielders. It is an impossible task to play against 9, much less 11. They cannot afford an injury. You see a player here walking alongside the official. She blows the whistle, and we are back to action. Ball deflected off of Cochise. Now into their possession. Once again, sprinting up the near sideline, looking to cross. No. Twisting and turning, and Central comes away with it. Great defense as they thread that sideline, walk the tightrope of the sideline. And Cochise taps back to mid-pitch. Going to the far side of the field. And a flag comes up for offside. So in this instance, you saw Cochise actually holding 2 players back. So the offense was going to be 7-on-7 at that point. Or I guess 6-on-6 and the goalkeeper. But it is 8-0 Cochise. We have not yet reached halftime. Most likely in what is a glorified exhibition. And for sake of fairness and equity, they will call this game at the half. I've heard they've done that before for this team. Unfortunately, from Redlands, it's only able to field 7 players. That was a ball that slipped right through. Fast break, tipping it up, tapping it up into the near corner. 9-0 Cochise. Beautiful job kicking that into that corner of the net. Has a long day at the office for Central, but they've been used to that all season long, playing with a short roster. I heard one of the players say, "Don't go into the crowd." I think you can't avoid it when you're simply outmanned. Lady Apaches kick up ahead again. 2-on-1 fast break, tips it up just wide to the right. Looks like another substitution coming in for Cochise. 2 substitutions possibly. Nope, just the one. Whistle blows, goal kick for Central. As you see that player just trying to get through the sea of red and white jerseys that's there waiting for them on the defensive side. As Cochise slips away again, it's a 3-on-3 fast break. Stops, stutters, boots into the back of the net. 9-0 Cochise. The purse finds the back of the net yet again. As there is a player down for Central. Central Christian College, now one of the athletic trainers coming over to make sure that she is okay. There are no subs for this team. So as the athletic trainer tends to that player, we'll focus on the Lady Apaches that will move to 8 wins, 2 losses, 3 ties here in the ACCAC. Their home record will go to 4-0-1. This is a home game, even though it's not being played in Douglas. It's here at the Sear Field Athletic Complex in Sierra Vista. Once a year, they come here to Sierra Vista to play right here at this very complex. Would have loved to see them at Hampton Field, but Hampton Field was busy today with all the youth football that you saw earlier today on Cool FM Live. The newly blue check mark verified Cool FM Live. Congratulations to Todd and everybody who was working on that for so long to be able to get that blue check mark. And they're going to call halftime to get water. Interesting. I would have thought halftime might be full-time. Not sure if they're going to continue or not. We'll go take a walk out on the field, go take a stroll, and again, talk about all the fun that was going on today. My day started at Grateful Goods, the community vendor space that gives back to the community, as they celebrated their 1-year anniversary, and the recipient of the funds today was the Warrior Healing Center, and it will also be 2 weeks from today. So if you missed the opportunity to go see Grateful Goods and the amazing vendors, you can actually do that 2 weeks from today. And of course, Cars in the Park happened today. Did you get a chance to go out and see the cars? I hope you did. I ended up going there, took my dog. My wife and I went there and had a great time walking around, seeing so many familiar faces and some great folks and some awesome cars. Again, the Cochise College Lady Apaches lead 9-0. The player who was down is up, but definitely, I would assume, not going to be going back in for this second half, should there be a second half at 9-0. I don't know if they're going to wait until it's a 10-goal lead, or if Cochise will perhaps reduce their number of players again. They started the game 11-on-7. They went to 9-on-7 after the first water break in the first half. As the Central Christian student athlete goes to the athletic trainer table, and the other 5 fielders and 1 goalie, the other 6 athletes, sit down on their side of the bench, looking at what will be coming of them, wondering what the second half will entail for them. But thank you again to our sponsors who make this coverage possible. You can see them all in the post description. As you see the Cochise College Lady Apaches right here in Sierra Vista. And most of the time their games are in Douglas. Their home games are in Douglas. But I'm so glad that they were able to be here tonight. We were able to cover it for you here on Cool FM Live, all because of our fantastic sponsors. So a lot of smiles, a lot of joy coming from the Lady Apaches sideline. And again, you could just see the difference in the number of players. They barely take up 1 bench, does the team from Redlands, California, versus Cochise that could field, looks like almost 2 full teams. And again, there is a player from Central on the trainer's table. Looks like she's getting her knee taped up. Looks like that's what's going on. So, the Sierra Field Athletic Complex here on the west end, the northwest side of Sierra Vista. This is Highway 90 bypass in the background. You'd be heading to Tucson, going that way, then you'd hang a right on Highway 90. You can see the cars driving by. You can hear them driving by, too. Not the biggest crowd. There seemed to be a lot of family members here for these players on sophomore night, but it doesn't look like it's as many as it felt like, just glancing down the sideline. And we'll be back here, actually not here tomorrow night. We'll be over at Hampton Field tomorrow night for the Coronado Athletic Club, our local semi-pro soccer team, playing tomorrow night over at Hampton Field. Admission there is also free, just like it is here at the Sierra Field Athletic Complex. Looks like some of the student athletes heading over to the sideline, the parents' sideline. Again, not sure if there will be a second half of play because, again, they'll be down even one more player. Will the team from Redlands, as she's still getting taped up there by the athletic training staff. Doing a great job. They always do. We cover a lot of the basketball games. We will drive down to the Douglas campus and cover the basketball games quite often. And they do such a great job building these programs and building these athletes in the way that they can be productive at Cochise, and then they can end up looking forward to having a great career, continuing their career elsewhere. So it's great to see the smiles, great to see the familiar faces, and I think Cochise is ready to wrap this thing up. They lead 9-0 here at the half. Jeff Davenport behind the camera and on the call. I did leave my notes over on the side because there is ne'er a breeze in the air under the moon. Looks like about a half moon, a little more than a half moon, but not a three-quarter moon, I would say, as we are here at the Sierra Field Athletic Complex, which goes far beyond the dark area. There's actually 3 full fields here, but this is the A field, where they have you see those 3 posts. There's actually a net there to keep the ball from going out of bounds into the street. And they don't have one on this side. So it can just get caught in the trees. I don't think I've ever seen one get kicked up to Highway 90, the bypass there. As you see the cars driving by, heading through. You know you're a true fan when you have the cutout head there. Love it. You're a true fan or true family member, I'm not sure. Probably both, to have something like that. So just waiting to see what'll happen, if there will be a second half here, or if they'll just play till 10 goals and then call it. It is 9-0. Cochise firmly in control of this game in an 11-on-7 to start. And then at the halfway point of the first half, moving to 9-on-7. But they're just staying loose, staying warm. There's a few more players that were over on the parent sideline, racing back to the rest of their team as the team comes in for one more huddle. The officials don't seem to be ready to come back out to the field, so I'll mosey my way back out onto the field. Why not? You see the Lady Apaches right there. And again, what is a glorified exhibition game, for lack of a better term. It still counts as a regular season game for them. And it will be pushing them toward that undefeated home record. They will move to 4-0-1 at home. and 8 wins overall in this season in the ACCAC. Always great to support our local community college. All these fantastic athletes. And you know what? These athletes here, these are superstar athletes. They are working super hard in a game that takes 11 players. They came with 7, and they're playing with 7. Much respect to this team from Redlands, California. But outmatched, outmanned. And that's why the score is 9-0 Cochise College. Here at the half, no halftime show entertainment here. Just me. So I apologize, but again, wherever this weekend found you, wherever this day found you, hope you had a great time. Again, the temperatures staying very, very warm today, up to 90 degrees here in the Sierra Vista area, and probably triple digits across parts of Arizona, as someone forgot to let somebody know that, hey, it's fall, y'all. Why is it still so hot? I don't understand, but it appears that early to mid next week, the temperatures will be dropping down into the 70s during the day, a high in the 70s, which will certainly feel more like October very, very quickly. But in the meantime, again, Cochise leads 9-0. Will there be a second half is the question. As you see some of the coaches here going to the scorers table, perhaps to have a chat about it, maybe to go to when they hit the 10-goal mark, perhaps. But again, when you're playing against a team that is completely outmanned, which automatically makes them outmatched, some sort of mercy rule has to come into play, and perhaps that's what they're discussing. Or maybe Cochise will put out 7 players and make no substitutions. I mean, that's a way that they could complete the second half. There's several options that they could do. So several different possibilities. As we are just after the 7 o'clock hour here in Sierra Vista, Arizona, it is the award-winning Cool FM Sports on this Saturday night under the Saturday Night Lights here at the Searfield Athletic Complex in the shadow of the Highway 90 bypass on the northwest side of Sierra Vista. We welcome you to this broadcast, and we're grateful for you spending time with us today. I know there's a lot of action on the page as this day went along, from car shows to rodeos, everything in between. Some football going on as well. Youth Football League in Sierra Vista. Now those games, again, were over at the Hampton Field. That's where we'll be tomorrow night to cover the Coronado Athletic Club. We hope you will join us then. It is a relatively quiet night here at the Searfield Athletic Complex. Perhaps a lot of the people here were out and about over the course of the day, or maybe some of them flew into town just for sophomore night. As again, this is college, so not too many of these players are actually from Cochise County. I did see a couple of Pima County athletes on my roster. That's back over against the sideline behind me. But they are really letting the Magnificent Seven take a good long halftime. But the whistle blows, and it appears there will be a second half. How far it will last is a question. I don't know any mercy rules in soccer, but we might find that out tonight. Or again, will Cochise drop down to 7-on-7? We'll find out as the whistle will blow. There are the Lady Apaches of Cochise College celebrating their sophomore night, which again is the equivalent of a senior night in high school or at a four-year college. This is the last time these sophomores will be performing on this Sierra Vista field. Again, they only come here once a season. As they prepare to break, it looks like on the other side, the 7 strong from Central Christian out of Redlands, California, preparing to battle in what could be a full second half, perhaps a abbreviated second half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it looks as if it could be 7 on 7. As they do their best to get pumped up. That's exactly what it's going to be. 7 on 7 in this second half. However long it will last is the question. Maybe they'll go the full 45. Hopefully they do. It'll give a good experience. Yeah, but there's people over there, and there's nobody here. I understand that. Thank you. So convenient. Now I get to go in these nice people's way. I always have a problem with that particular official. Not sure what her deal is, but that's all right. We'll set up over here. It will be 7 on 7 is what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over on that side. And unfortunately, this will be the goal that they're attacking, and she pushed me away from it. So next time I might suggest that she take the other side of the field. Or I could go on the other side of the field myself and go broadcast over there. So 7 on 7 here. The whistle blows. We are back to action. Cochise leads 9-0. And a glorified exhibition that this has become now. The game started 11 on 7. That was when Cochise ended up getting out to a 6-0 lead. It went down to 9 on 7 after the break in that first half. And now it is 7 on 7 for this second half. As the other team from California only able to field 7 players. Thanks again to the sponsors who make all this coverage possible here tonight. You can see them all in the post description. Everybody from Copper Queen Community Hospital to SSVEC to the Sierra Vista Sonic on the east side of Fry Boulevard to Big Mike at All Pro Pest Management. The Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. Grasshopper Landscaping. Ginger's Title Services, the Sierra Vista Medical Group, and Barnett's Towing and Propane, the ones who make this coverage possible and make it happen. Every single time you see a video on Cool FM, someone is sponsoring that video. And if you would like to be a sports sponsor or learn how to advertise via this medium, with the blue checkmark verification coming in just this week, it sure took Meta long enough, but finally got it, and proud of Todd and everybody who helps to make this page what it is, what it has become for our community, for this area. It is a huge milestone. Another milestone set. Look, when the official asked me to move, I understand. As Cochise takes the fast break down that near sideline, looking to cross over. No, decides to go straight in. And that puts double digits up for the Lady Apaches. It is 10-0. It's funny how people think that they're on camera, too. One of her complaints was, I don't want to be on camera. Well, you're not. I'm not focusing on you at all. That's all right, though. What do you do? 10-0 Cochise. It is 7-on-7. Your eyes doth not deceive you when looking around, but for some reason it still looks as if there are more red and white jerseys on this field than black and white jerseys. Nice steal away from Central. Now, not to be confused with Central Arizona College. There is a Central Arizona College in the ACCAC. This is Central Christian College from Redlands, California. I'm sorry? It's on Facebook Live. It's Cool FM Live. It's on Facebook. Yeah, sure. Please follow. Just look for the blue check mark, Cool FM Live. Yeah, getting her on camera. Total LOL. I agree with you, Diana. I do not disagree. As Cochise taking it easy here in the second half as they lead 10-0. And again, this exhibition of sorts. You know, when people don't want to be on camera, I do my best to respect that. But when they're not the focal point, I mean, that would be like one of these players saying they don't want to be on camera. Well, I'm sorry, we're here to cover the game. And that'd be like the official in the middle of the field saying, I don't want to be on camera. But our good friend down here was able to wave the flag. Offside, Cochise. Even in 7-on-7, you could still get offside. I thought that was only going to be a problem when it was 11-on-7. It still happens. They still need to learn and still need to go through these motions, even when they lead 10-0. There we go, coming right at us. Again, part of the action being here at the Searfield Athletic Complex. We are on ground level. We're on floor level with these student athletes. And the action comes fast and furious right in front of you, even in this 7-on-7. It's like a rugby sevens here. A nice shot on goal right into the arms of the Cochise goalkeeper. It's got to be only the third shot on goal, I believe, this entire game for this team from Redlands. As Cochise continues to hold on to their 10-0 lead. Looks like we will play a full game again. Cochise decided to go down to 7 student athletes. And there is a fast break. Looking at the goal and stopped by the Redlands goalkeeper. Playing so far out in front of the goal, trying to make the goal that much smaller, or appear that much smaller to the athletes who are attacking that north goal from Cochise College. They lead 10-0 here in this game. It is now 7-on-7. So for the first time in this game, it is officially an even number of players on the field, as the Redlands team could only field 7 players. So that's why we're calling this a glorified exhibition, but it does count toward their record. Cochise taking off on that far side of the field. They turn, get it back toward the center. Getting a pass over to the side, wide open, takes a shot! Off of the hands, and now an offside called. Again in a 7-on-7. 10-0 game. Cochise in the lead. Looks like some of the players for Cochise still staying warm on the sidelines. Not sure if that's just, I don't think they'd be putting in any subs. I mean, the other team's not able to put in any substitutions, so I don't think Cochise would do that. See them take off on the far side, and Cochise knocks it out. It will be a throw-in for the team from Redlands. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on the Blue Checkmark Verified Facebook page known as Cool FM. Looks like that's going to be a goal kick for Cochise. Less than a handful of shots on goal by the team from Redlands. Oh, maybe it's not a goal kick. Maybe it was a free kick. Maybe an offside, perhaps, by the Redlands team. Cochise doing a good job spreading the ball around, giving these freshmen, student athletes, an opportunity to work together and fight the power. Diana, you're cracking me up. That's hilarious. I should slowly move toward the center. There she is right there. Oh, don't put her on camera. There's the flag. There's the flag. The bugs are coming out. I don't hear the cicadas anymore. Right as the sun was going down, you could hear the cicadas on those far trees. You can't really, there's one of the trees there. There's a bunch of trees like that against the sideline. If you look closely, you can kind of see them outlining in the shadows. And then there, the cicadas are hanging out over in there. Cochise makes their way around. A 2-on-2 fast break. Trying to get cut off in the middle. And they're going to say that is a foul against Cochise. As the Redlands player, a little slow to get up. You can understand. They've only played these 7 the entire game. I assume they'll take another water break halfway through the second half here, as we're in second half action at the Searfield Athletic Complex. The one game a year the Cochise College Lady Apaches soccer team comes to Sierra Vista And we had to be here for it. We wanted to make sure that we would. I had my schedule cleared just for this game, because the Lady Apaches are on the cusp of their 8th win of this season, knocking on the door of win number 8. For all intents and purposes, it is a done deal when you're leading 10-0 and you've stripped your team down to 7-on-7. And it is a race on that far side. The goalkeeper coming out, and the kick off the side bar. Off the post of the right side. You could hear the clanging and banging all the way down here. And their goalkeeper able to stop it. No follow-up or follow-through on that particular play. So takes a kick, gets almost to mid-pitch. Cochise kicking around. Just spreading out the field. Kind of what they've done all night, but never in a 7-on-7 position like they've been in now. And there is a sprint here from the forward on this near side. She will look to cross, tapping it, going wide to the left. And there are a handful of subs. It looks like 6 subs coming in, I want to say. 1, 2, 3, nope, 5. 5 subs coming in, so more Lady Apaches. Probably some freshmen on this team getting some game experience, getting some live game experience in a hybrid format, so to speak, because this is still 7-on-7. And if you're just joining us, this team from Redlands only brought 7 players. They can only field 7. And in the beginning, it was 11-on-7, which is why the score got carried away very quickly for Cochise. And now they currently sit at 10-0 as they kick the ball toward the center of the field. But no lack of hustle. That's a great kick. Unfortunately, going wide to the left. We could see that going wide right off of her foot. But these athletes are hustling. They know that they cannot go down another player on the field. So Cochise looking for their 11th goal of this game. Thank you again to the sponsors that make this coverage possible. You can see them all in the post description. If you can ever take a second just to scroll through, see them, and recognize them, and when you see them in the community, be sure to thank them. Hey, thanks so much for, I see your name on the Cool FM sports broadcast. I appreciate your support of the sports in and around our community. I remember back in the first year that I was doing games with Todd, we ended up going all the way to Phoenix to cover everything from softball to soccer, baseball. And now it's just almost habit. I get messages from people all the time saying, Jeff, are you guys going to cover this? Are you going to cover that? And somehow, some way, we almost always do. And that is in part by a thanks to many of the players, or many of the team players who are part of this. Oh, that was off of the goalkeeper. That'll be a corner kick for Cochise. Their first corner of this game, and you heard cheers actually coming from the Cochise College sideline. So it is a whole team of people who come together to cover these sports, and of course, it's all led by the ringmaster, Todd Ryan, who started this page, and now having a huge deal this week, watching it go, oh, just wide to the right. Another sub coming in. Looks like the goalkeeper is being subbed in. So the goalkeeper who pitched a shutout, Mia, will end up taking the rest of the game off. And now their goalkeeper, the new Cochise College goalkeeper, will take her position in the south goal. It is a goal kick for the team from Redlands, intercepted by Cochise, now picked off by Redlands. Still hustling. I mean, these ladies, what they've done by just fielding this team of 7, the Magnificent 7. As you get to hear them sliding across the field, and that will just go out of bounds. Hey, they still have smiles on their faces, knowing that they were outmanned and outmatched early in this game. As the score is currently 10-0. And there's a little bump going against the team from Redlands. Cochise will get the ball. But again, this is a good opportunity for these players that you're seeing now. I have the roster in front of me, but the print is very small, and I'd rather focus on the game than the names of the players at the moment. So, and no flag. It is a 2-on-1 fast break, and that will find the back of the net. It is 11-0 Cochise. You can see the exhaustion setting in on the 7 strong from Redlands, California, doing their best to keep their heads up in this game, but every time a goal happens, they're a little bit slower. They just need a few more breaths to take. And probably some cramping going on. You could easily see that happening. These players have to be completely exhausted. Remember, the 7 that Cochise is playing right now are basically fresh legs versus the 7 from Redlands. They've been playing this entire game. The whistle blows. 11-0 Cochise. They're not taking the foot off the accelerator. They're still doing the best that they possibly can. And these freshmen that you see on this field, they will be the sophomores being celebrated on their sophomore night next season. Just like we were able to witness before this game started, before this broadcast started. Cochise looking to attack again. Cutting through, getting through, going up over the crossbar. The score remains 11-0. One more substitute coming in for Cochise. So again, rotating some players in and out. A luxury that they have. They could field almost 2 full teams with the team that Cochise has, as Redlands only has their 7. Big kick. Oh my goodness, did that go off her throat? And that is a boot out to the side. A fast break, looking right at the goalkeeper, who blocks and still not able to come away with a goal. Little miscommunication there between the 2 forwards. But again, this is why you want your freshmen out here. This is why you want them getting this real game experience, even in a hybrid 7-on-7 format. Technically 6-on-6 in the field of play, which means they're working that much harder because there's normally 10 out in the field of play, and then the the goalkeeper. Another player goes down from Redlands. Oh, goodness. Yeah, this is just tough. You can see the exhaustion. They're completely gassed. The athletic training staff should be coming over to see this player who is down at the moment. Again, soccer is such a physical game. You think of contact sports, you think of football, you think of even basketball nowadays is a massive contact sport, especially when you're throwing down low to the paint. And now they're calling for the athletic trainer. But soccer is an extreme contact sport. There's so much contact that happens. Believe it or not, more concussions happen over the course of a soccer season than they do in other sports. And I'm not sure if they're just going to call it here. I guess we'll wait and see. Oh, don't put that referee on camera. She requested not to be on camera. So, with a player down, a trainer tending to her to my left. There was already, I'm not sure if that's the same player who went down earlier with a leg injury, but the trainer was able to tape up the knee and get everything squared away and set up. So they're taking a quick water break. The officials and the players. That player is still down on the far side of the field to my left. But you are looking live at the soon-to-be, when this game is called, 8-win Cochise College Lady Apaches soccer team. So proud of their efforts this season, as all their home games have been in Douglas until tonight. The rest of their home games will be in Douglas. Remember, you can go and support these athletes if you're in Bisbee or the Douglas area. It means so much to them to have their community support. It is Cochise Community College, and we have to help them feel like they're a part of our community. These players are not from here. A majority of them come from all parts around the world. I jokingly say that our Cochise College women's and men's basketball teams both are like a United Nations of sport. It is really neat to see these different countries represented all around the world, and they come to Douglas, Arizona to play sports. It's quite remarkable to think about the worldwide reach that Cochise College has, and it shows the strength of their recruiting and their athletic director, Jeff Faulkner, who's been in place now, I want to say, for 2 years. And, you know, proud of his efforts. And, of course, the coaching staffs. And when I think of the women's team for the basketball program, Coach Misty Opat is one of the finest coaches, most passionate coaches that you will ever see in basketball. And when you think of the word passion, you know that, oh, full support from Mexicali. Yes, from Sabrina's family watching. Glad you guys are watching. Thank you so much. Much love to everyone in Mexicali. Again, we're on an injury timeout. The player is still down. And there is the head coach from Redlands helping the player up, but definitely with help to get her to the sideline. It is a leg injury, a knee injury of some sort, and it was the player who had their knee taped up earlier, so they were already injured. There was already an issue with that, so the question comes down to, do you want to go 6-on-6, or do you want to just call full-time right now? But there is, I am amazed. I'm absolutely amazed at the heart of this team here, coming all the way from Redlands, California, with only 7 players. And this game started 11-on-7. After the half point through the first half, went down to 9-on-7. And then the second half started 7-on-7. And unfortunately, if this player goes down, it could be 7-on-6, or they'll just decide to go 6-on-6. They have plenty of choices here, just like we discussed. The official is heading over to, I believe, the coach of Cochise, and they're going to figure out what the next steps will be, if they are going to call full-time I don't know, I see the goalkeeper for the Redlands team stretching out as if she's going to get back in goal. So the question comes down, do they want to go 6 on 6, as it was 7 on 7? Try not to put that official on camera at her request. The one that you see on the left side, that's the head official who's running around. The sideline official is right there. We're not supposed to have her on camera, according to her wishes. Even though she is at a college soccer game with plenty of cameras. Nonetheless, they're having a discussion here as to what to do. Because it doesn't look like that player would return to action on this field. It would go down to 6 on 6 or 7 on 6. I don't know what the regulations are in college as far as like a mercy rule or being able to call a game at a certain point. You know, do you call it full time right now? Because obviously with this injury, you'd be adding at least 10 minutes to the game. And that's just going to prolong the inevitable. Wow, I believe that player who was down for that length of time is actually back up. And this would be the referee's discretion. This would be discretion. And she is actually jogging on the sideline. Are you kidding me? She wants to come back into this game. The heart of this Redlands team is remarkable. The magnificent 7 over there. There's something special, and I hope that more young ladies at Redlands end up coming out for the team. I don't know what that whistle means. Okay, I guess we're gonna Yep, we're restarting. Okay. So getting a restart down here on the far side. And Cochise is putting 6 out on the field. There is a 7th walking out right now. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the goalkeeper. There is 7. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm going to come get the word of what's happening from the official announcer.
Oh, the word of what's happening? It is 11-0 right now, Cochise. This is basically a glorified exhibition because this team from Redlands, they could only suit up 7 players. They came in with 7. Yeah. Cochise started 11 on 7. And then at the water break during the first half, then they went to 9. They dropped down to 9. It wasn't until halftime that they went 7 on 7. And now it appears,
they only have 6
is she back out on the field? Let me see her.
There's 7.
Yeah, so it's back 7 on 7. She went down with a leg injury over there, but it was a big collision. But again, these players, they've only been able to play these 7, whereas Cochise has been able to rotate in and out. Talking to Dr. Rainey from Rainey Pain and Performance, the amazing facility that fixed my shoulder, fixed my rotator cuff. We love Rainey Pain and Performance. And I know people are wondering, they're watching and they're listening and they're going, well, of course, Jeff, you're such a stud athlete. It's like, no, I'm an old man now at this point. I was at one point in time.
Always a stud athlete.
I don't know, Dr. Nick. I think you're very kind. You're very kind to even think that, but nonetheless, looks like, and I don't know if they're going to add the 10 minutes or whatever that the player was down like you normally would in a normal game situation. And the cross right into the goalkeeper, who goes and dives on the ball. No quit in this Redlands team. Got some viewers from Tucson, Arizona. We've heard of that place, right?
I've heard of it out of somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but I've heard of that town. I've heard of that city. Actually, my parents graduated from.
Cleared her out.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the whistle. Yeah.
Like, you can be physical, but I don't think you can.
Well, exactly. I mean, maybe they're going to finally try to make it 7-on-6 in favor of Redlands. But my parents graduated from Rincon High School in Tucson, Arizona. My grandparents moved to Tucson from Boston, Massachusetts in the mid-1950s, as my grandmother had some breathing issues. The theory of the day was, well, there's cleaner air out west, and you can go out west and you can live longer because the air is cleaner.
Isn't that why?
All it did was just bring new allergies
Yeah.
and new allergens. No flag on this near side, so pushing up ahead, a one-on-one fast break, trying to make the turn, find a teammate. Walks the tightrope of that goal line. Cochise still in control, up 11-0. And they clear it out. Looking to reset. Yeah, I got my notes on the ground over here.
I think the other team only had one shot on goal that our goalies had to do.
I
think the only goalies only caught it once.
Yeah. I think the rest were wide. Wide to the right or wide to the left. There have been at least 3 shots on goal,
you're right.
but
they went over
exactly.
around.
But only one that
I
really.
remember the goalie catching the ball once. Every other time it's a pass from their teammates.
Yeah, just like right now. I think the goalie has touched the ball infinitely.
They feel bad for her, so they just keep it
infinitely more time. Yeah, just give her some reps somehow.
Honestly, our goalie could go for
So we start off the second half, and we just stayed over here. It was like, let's see how long we can play keep away.
It kind of was. It felt that way, but then they still put up two goals in this second half. And again, the question will come down to whether these officials decide to add that 10-minute thing, which will just delay the inevitable in this glorified exhibition match. But it will count toward their records. Cochise will get 8 wins as they cross over toward the center, intercepted by the Redlands team. The Magnificent 7 from Redlands. There's no quit in this team. I mean, again, the player went down. It was down for 10 minutes, and she still got back up to get back in this game. She said, I cannot let my teammates down.
Your teammates didn't just say, stay down, let's get out of this.
Well, and then I was wondering, well, will the question be, will they go 6-on-6? Who knows? Oh, trying to get past that foot there. Finds this far side wide to the left.
Too late. Shot it too late. Too tight of an angle.
And there is a whistle, and it looks like a bunch of fresh legs will be coming in for Cochise. Looks like a whole squadron. Yeah. It'll be an entire shift change. It'll be a line change like in hockey.
Specific names, they just should say Cochise.
Yeah. But again, this is a good thing because it gives these freshmen actual game experience, because these will be the sophomores next year who will hopefully be leading this team to a good 8-win season, possibly even getting 10 wins and get a very high seeding in the ACCAC. Watching from El Paso as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. We always love hearing where you're watching us from. It's a goal kick for the Redlands team here on the newly blue checkmark verified Cool FM Live. Got the blue check mark, man. It's actually verified now through Meta. It's taken them long enough. But
so what does a blue check mark mean?
It means that you have a little bit more security as far as the page goes, and people who try to mock your page or replicate it in a different form, you know which one is the real page. The real page is the blue check mark verified. So there will never be another Cool FM style that has the information that tries to be a fake page of Cool FM. Now you know which one to look for when you're doing your search through your Facebook app.
Cool.
Oh, it's a huge deal. It really is.
I guess I don't use Facebook enough to know that.
Well, it just happened this week. So, and you'll see it. Usually, the blue check marks you'll see on Instagram and Twitter.
X.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. Thank you, X.
Elon was going to call you.
He would be so disappointed in me. But I was going to say, when Elon took over Twitter, now X, he ended up basically charging people for the blue check mark as a way to make a little more profit, which people were upset about to begin with. But then it didn't take long before Meta decided to do that with Instagram. So Instagram has the pay to play, and there is a fee for Cool FM to be able to do that. What's going on? How are you?
This is Dr. Fights. He works with me.
Hey, Doc, good to see you.
Jeff, I hear. Davenport.
That's me.
I've heard you before.
So you're the one.
You're just famous around here, that's all. Podcasts and everything.
Oh, sure, yeah. Being Sierra Vista famous is like being a homeschool valedictorian.
Right.
There's no real pride in it, but
You gotta take what you can get, though. More than I got to say for myself. No one listens to me on podcasts. Yeah.
Again, no quit in this Redlands team. They are running their first 7, the original 7, the magnificent 7, still out on this field for the team in black and white. Cochise has swapped in a few players here over the course of this second half, getting a shot on goal that goes wide to the right. The physical exhaustion got to be kicking in for this team.
It's a huge
Another
field
whistle.
for 7-on-7.
It's, yeah. Another whistle, so another substitute coming in. Getting some game experience for some of the younger players here on the Cochise College Lady Apache soccer team as they will move to 8 wins with this final whistle that should be coming mercifully in the next few moments.
Watching it on TV.
So Cochise, their young players getting a chance to show their stuff out here on the one home game that they do have. What's going on? How are you, sir? One of the assistant coaches from the basketball team.
I recognize them from basketball games.
He's actually been with Jerry Carrillo since Buena High School days. Back when I was at Buena a million years ago, Coach Carrillo was the Buena coach before he went to Cochise.
Oh,
really? And his assistant coach there was with him even back then.
Huh.
And when he went up to be the future ACCAC Hall of Fame coach for the Cochise College Apaches men's basketball team, he took him with him, and he's been by his side ever since. It's a great story. It's a great. It shows the amount of love that they have for each other and the respect, knowing that he has stayed that long with Coach Carrillo and the program. When I'm sure he had options. Flag goes up on the near side, offside. When I'm sure he had options to go maybe be a head coach somewhere on his own or do something on his own. He stayed with that program.
With that successful program.
Right. Over the course of 2 decades, that's how successful the Cochise College men's basketball program has been. Sending players, bringing in players from around the world and then sending them out to these 4-year schools to finish their collegiate play. Of which Oscar Clough,
This will be the senior year, huh?
Yeah, really large. Yeah, it should be over at Washington State, right?
Yeah.
He's a Cougar
Yeah.
at Washington State. So knocks it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Cochise on this near sideline. Again, you see the fans lined up here, hanging out on this beautiful Saturday night, live from Sierra Vista. It's Saturday night. Searfield Athletic Complex on the northwest side of town, in the shadow of the Highway 90 bypass. Again, how this magnificent 7 is still even running, hustling, kicking wide to the right. A great shot on goal. Another one for them. I think they've had more shots on goal in the second half than they did in the first, but in the first half they were playing 11-on-7 and then 9-on-7. So it would make more sense that when it is 7-on-7, they would be getting more opportunities to attack this south goal here at Searfield A. That goes up ahead. No flag for offside. Booting it to the center. Can she catch it? Taps it. Gets it in the corner. It is 12-0. Cochise College. The first Cochise goal in probably about 20 minutes. 20 minutes of game time.
We had a few that should have had.
Even more, yeah, makes up for the ones that probably could have gone in or should have gone in, but nonetheless, they hit the dozen. Leave some love in the live chat for your Cochise College Lady Apaches soccer team playing their one and only game here in Sierra Vista this season.
I was disappointed this is the only one. Normally we go to a few up here.
But it was their sophomore night, so they got to honor their sophomores. Look at that. Beautiful pass. Can they get a kick in? No. The goalie ends up scooping it up for Cochise, wearing her blue and black jersey. Rolls it out to the red and white jerseyed teammates. And a flag up on the near side, offside. That will be a free kick for the team from Redlands, Central Christian College in Redlands, California. Most people hear the name Sierra Vista and they say, where in California is that? And Redlands might have thought that. They thought, oh yeah, we can do a game against a team in Sierra Vista, sure. It's got to be, isn't that near Pacoima? And instead, they, wait, what? We signed up to go where? Southern Arizona.
Oh, good one.
Great job cutting that ball off, keeping it in bounds, and pushed out of bounds by one of the Magnificent Seven. And another substitution coming in. Some more fresh legs on the field for the Lady Apaches. You got to think about the number of scholarships that are available for these young student athletes. It's absolutely incredible what the athletic director, Jeff Faulkner, has put together, these different teams. And again, seeing this Cochise College team kicked wide to the right. Seeing this Cochise College Lady Apaches soccer team put up 8 wins with a few more games to go. They could easily get to 10. They will move to 8, 2, and 3 and remain undefeated in home games. Again, this is their home away from home here in Sierra Vista. Their home games are played in Douglas at the Douglas campus. No flag. Free and clear. Can she make the turn? No. And that is the final whistle. As it blows, Cochise ends up getting their 8th win of the season in what was, thank you guys, what was a glorified exhibition, glorified scrimmage to a certain extent. But I'll tell you what, that was something special to see. And the most special thing was this Magnificent Seven from Redlands, California. I cannot sing their praises enough. Had 7 players throughout this entire game, hustling throughout, dealing with injuries, deciding they were not going to let their team down. They got back up and kept fighting. But Cochise ends up getting their 8th win of the season here at their only game in Sierra Vista. Searfield Athletic Complex welcomes a home win for Cochise College tonight as they put up a dozen in the back of the net. Final score, Cochise College 12, Central Christian College from Redlands, California, 0. Thank you guys so much for watching this exclusive broadcast of the award-winning Cool FM Sports. We're so grateful for everything that you do for us, watching the videos, liking the videos, sharing the videos, this content creation machine created by Todd Ryan. We're grateful for him and all his efforts. Thank you to all the sponsors that make this coverage possible. Again, if you get a chance to go into the post description and see all these sponsors, please do that and let them know when you see them out in the community. Thank them for being a sponsor. If you would like more information on becoming a sponsor or learning about advertising opportunities through this Cool FM Live platform, newly blue checkmark verified Cool FM Live platform, be sure to send a DM to Todd Ryan at Cool FM. So, on behalf of everyone from Cool FM, we hope you have a great rest of your night and a safe Sunday. Jeff Davenport signing off from Searfield, where Cochise College Lady Apaches on sophomore night put a dozen in the back of the net. Final score, 12-0. Have a great night, everybody, and a great rest of your weekend. And we will see you tomorrow night over at Hampton Field as we see the Coronado Athletic Club soccer team taking on another rival in their division, and we look forward to seeing you then. Good night, everybody.